What kind of tips can you give him for him to be able to find it a bit more, not too daunting?
I wanted to find out if he had heard about BJ Global, and he said no. And he actually knows of only one recruitment company in the country. And we did had a chat that to start off, you need to come up with a plan. Job search is a project, so it needs planning, it needs preparation and execution.
So you don't just
it's not
wake up in the morning with your CV in hand
and it's everywhere, all
doors.
over the place, you know. So it is very important that you recognize all the recruitment companies that you have and decide which ones you want to work with. I spoke with a gentleman who said he's registered into 15 recruitment companies and none of them called him. And
prospective
at this level we will pay, but at the middle to senior level is a search. It's a search. So people will register with every recruitment company, but it is similar to your health. You don't be packaged properly, and you have to know the specific expectations of whoever would rely on your skills and hire you. Interview coaching is very important. So most people have missed very promising jobs because they messed up at interview stages.
So you provide all of these services?
We provide all of that. So you really need to plan and then seek career counseling. You will need to have attended about, we recommend about 6 sessions in a year. 6. Throughout your entire university, have you met a counselor? So how possibly are you going to package the education acquired and market it and be on top of your game? So then you lose so many opportunities in that regard. But there are free courses, free information on the internet. That's where you need to start from.
Okay. How expensive is it to register with these recruitment companies? You have to pay some money.
Yes, registration is not expensive, but your placement fee, it's your first month's salary.
All of it.
All of it.
Wow.
The first month's salary.
First month's salary.
For a new graduate who's just gotten a job.
Just got a job.
Isn't that a bit?
It is a first month's salary.
Extreme.
Someone who has just gotten a job will not have a big salary. So
but giving all of it to you as well would be.
Why all of it? Why not maybe take as and when over the years?
It happens.
Over the month?
It's just like any bill you pay. You can discuss your payment terms or plan. So this is the fee you have to pay. And I visited Dr. Joyce, and there was a gentleman there who was looking for a managing director position, and she made a statement that I heard it for the first time, that pay a small fee for a fine job. Sometimes you live at home, you stay at home for a year, 2 years without a job, and just because you don't want to pay the fee.
Really,
it's a lot of expertise that go into it, and we have set up properly, so there's overheads.
So the money comes from the job seeker, not the employer.
It comes from both.
Explain that to us, please.
The employer pays separately, and then the employee
also pays their first month salary.
Yes, because the work we will do for an employee, a potential employee, it's different from the work we will do for the employer.
Sachi, what are your thoughts on this? Will this be something that would interest you?
Well, I've heard of registration fees and the
first month salary.
But I think they vary. They vary. But like she said, if a small fee for a fine job, if I get an opportunity and it's a good one, and I get good terms of payments, yes, I'll definitely go for that.
Okay, so July is just we are in July.
Is here. July is here.
So what steps have you put in place? What preparations have you made to get on the job market and start looking for something?
Oh, like everyone else, I've sent out CVs to
by
some
yourself
of the
personally.
places.
You didn't go through a recruitment agency or anything?
For one, I've been to one recruitment agency, but for the others, I've gone directly to the companies that I'm interested in. And
what has been the response so far?
I've mixed responses, really. I think 2 called me back. One said I should come back after service. I wrote an aptitude test with one, and they never called me back.
Okay, let me give you a hint to help out.
Yeah.
See, you're very lucky.
With employers and recruitment authorities, we always have a dustbin beside us. For those of us who work on a screen, there's a delete button. Make sure that the CV hasn't got any errors. And there are 10 errors that you mustn't get in the CV. You can research on the internet. Just put in this.
Can you give us a few tips? A few of the errors. Spelling mistakes. Okay.
And then getting your numbers wrong.
Phone number.
Is
contact
just a mistake,
details.
An error. Yes. Once
then that person would not be a serious person. Why would you get your contact details wrong?
Exactly. And also bolds. So the CV has to be simple.
No bolds.
Headings and all that can come in, but no bolds and italics and colors and pictures and.
Just a very simple, straightforward.
It's straightforward, and it shouldn't be long, and you shouldn't put in a lot of information that you would want to take your time and explain during an interview. So you have to be quite straight to the point. But all I have to tell you is that your objective, for example, if you bring it to my company and you know I'm an HR company and you're looking for a financial institution job, it goes
immediately to the dustbin.
Exactly. So just get your CV right, and it's an entry point. Once you're invited for an interview, to be another stage.
Okay, he also mentioned that he's been to a few companies on his own. He didn't go through a recruitment agency. What are his chances?
He does have chances. We have a career development center, and one thing we tell everyone that comes in there, that the purpose is also to help you do certain things by yourself. So you just need to get your information and self-prepared, but they can call you, and if they call you, do well to deliver, and you can get a chance.
There's also this perception that you must know somebody at some of these places where you're going to look for who you know, the who you know syndrome. How accurate is this perception?
From experience, I will say it is not what people think, and sometimes the expectation and the hopes. If you really profile your job search approaches, people put a lot of time and effort into that, and they can sit waiting for long. Use expert advice and expert services to get the job, because you have the qualification, you have the skills, you have the experience. It's a marketing tool already, so you can sell yourself through that. So utilize them, but do not rely or capitalize so much on them. I would also want to say this about parental or sometimes family support. Sometimes the support is so strong that you find some parents moving around with their fresh graduates, trying to get them jobs. It is impolite for us. You should allow, these are adults. Once they finish the school, we want to see confidence displayed in how you're searching for the job, and you need to be independent. And it's all part of it. They mark all of these. And if your mother or father is following you, uncle is with you and all of that, it doesn't quite help. So research has shown that it is helpful but not enough. So don't be too much reliant on a lot of support. Be very independent.
Okay. Now, some employers are also looking for people with experience. Now, if you're a fresh graduate, you probably have little or no experience at all. What can you do about this?
Yes. For a first job, employers know that there is no experience, but this question will come up because there are transferable skills. If you went to university or polytechnic or whatever education you had and really took all those courses by yourself, you didn't do copy work and you wrote a project work and all of that and really passed, and whatever results you have is really your own handiwork, you would have accumulated a lot of experience. Being at lectures every day, it's like coming to work every day, doing your course, meeting your deadlines. They are all experiences you have acquired, but you need to be able to package yourself. You have some experiences you can share, a whole lot. And so do not sit at an interview and say, well, I do not have an experience because I haven't worked before. You have to be able to say that, yes, I haven't worked before, but for XYZ work that I did in school or throughout my time in school, I did X and Y and Z. And so because of that, I have gained computer skills. I have been able to gain work ethics. I know how to work in a team. We had a lot of project works. So many things you can package, and you can actually use your project work. You have, it's an independent work that you had to choose a topic by yourself and then analyze and present a report on it as part of your course. You have to tell them that you chose that particular one, and for example, it should also be linked to your career, because you wanted an in-depth opportunity to delve into the course or the career you wanted to pursue. So you have done some independent work. So whatever work they give you, with little or no support, you can do it.
Okay.
And you should be honest about it.
Now, we talked about, you gave us a few tips about the CV and how you should go about it, what it must contain and all of that. Can you finally also tell us about grooming, how you should look for an interview, if indeed you are lucky enough to get called to come for an interview? Just give us a few basic tips on how to, dress for the job you're looking for.
Right. You need to come to BJ Global.
You won't give us that. You won't give us those tips for free. Yeah?
But what I have to say is that there is preparation before, during, and after the interview, and you need to know what to do before, during, and after.
Okay. So she has refused to give us any tips. You need to go and go to the institution.
I can see you after.
You can see her after, right?
Yes,
okay. All right. Thank you very much, Mrs. Janice Tego. She's the MD and executive recruiter and career counselor at BJ Consult, and also Setri Sangbe, who is a national service personnel at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. We've been talking about job acquisition, and I hope that Setri, you've picked up a few tips from her on how to navigate this very difficult terrain of job seeking. This has been our lifestyle segment, and it's been proudly brought to you by Lipton Tea, the world's #1 tea brand. Please do stay with us. We'll be back shortly.